Now, in our programming, we are going to see about the usage of date and time and how effectively you can use those variable types for better usage of the data. So, uh, dates and times in R, they have special representation in R programming for dates and times. So there is a class called date which represents the dates for, and there is a times are represented by the POSIX CT or the POSIX IT class. So I'll tell you exactly what are those. So any programming language, actually dates are stored internally as a number of days since 1970 1st January. So again, times are also stored as internally as the number of seconds since 1970 1st January. So for example, if you have uh, the days as like 1971 January 1st, it will be exactly the number of the it will be stored as 376 or 75 based on the days number of days since 1970 into the data. Same way for times, but it is the number of seconds since the first of January 1970. So this happens with most of the programming languages, so there is nothing much different here. So dates are represented by the date class and can be coerced from a character string using the as.date function. So I'll start using our programming tool to explain this how it happened. Now moving on in this function, I'll show you how to use as.date of the function is 1970 0101. Now when you print x, you'll get 1970 0101. I told you earlier a date function is a date is stored as the number of days since 1970 101. But here I have taken this date and I'm storing it as date itself. So I'm coercing the date from a number to the date function itself into variable x. Now if this class has been defined as date, so now if I want to change the class, I use the function unclass of x. So now the coercion is removed and it is marked as 0. The reason it is marked as 0, it is only one day. So it is one day, it is the first day, so the number of days since 1971 1 is 0. Now if I want to if I change this date as 2 and again I perform the unclass of x, you will get 1. It is only one day since 1970 101 and hence I'm getting the result as 1. So the same way POSIX CT or POSIX LT class, so times are represented using the POSIX CT or POSIX LT class. So now POSIX CT is like it is a very large integer under the hood. It is a useful class when you want to store times in something like a data frame. Or POSIX LT is like a list, so it's all depends on how you are trying to save. So it's a list underneath and it stores a bunch of other useful information like the day of the week, day of the year, month, day of the month. So POSIX CT, it stores all times in a data frame. POSIX LT on the other hand, it saves other useful information also into the data. So there are a number of generic functions that work on dates and times. Weekdays, for example. So weekdays gives the day of the week, and months gives the month name. Quarters give the quarter number. For example, Jan to March is quarter one. April to June is quarter two. The same way till October to December. Now let's see some examples for using times in R. So times can be coerced from a character string, use the as.posixlt or as.posixct function. So let's say there is a function called system time. It will give the local system time into the variable. Let's assume we are moving into Yeah, we are putting that sys.time into the variable. So let's say we have a variable called x where we have sys.time. Now when I print x, you will get that from the date time here. This is 2015-09 for 5th 9th of May 11:36 11:37 p.m. So now, so if I use this function p as dot POSIX of x, now still the same as stored as. So now if I want to unclass names of unclass of p, you will get it contains second, minute, hour, month, day, month, year, weekday, year, day, DST, zone, and the GMT is off. So these are the names available in the POSIX function. Now, so if I want to see only the second variable, how do I select that? Using the dollar function. We have seen earlier, using the dollar function, you can extract only individually. So as you can see, it is 36 and this is all milliseconds. 36.24335 is a value that is stored for seconds. So if you want to extract, so p dollar, in the same way, if I use m day, okay, this is, I'll tell you the example later. So same way you can do for minute. Okay, that was used. So m day is the day of the month. So as you can see, 9th of May. So if I want to get hour day, what I can do? 128 from beginning of 2015, from uh, January 1st. This day, May 9th, is 128th day of the year. So this is how you can use the times function in our programming. So we can use the POSIX CT format also. Same way we can store POSIX CT also. So we will have, let's say, the system.time is already in POSIX CT format. Now if I print X, you will get same day. And if I want to see, so this data, this system.time is already in POSIX CT format. So now if I use unclass of X, what happens? You get a value which is a 10-digit number, and this 10-digit number is nothing but the number of seconds since 1970 1st January and the start of the first second. This is the number of seconds since. This is how the data is stored inside the time class. So now if I want to, let's say I use the same p dollar second. I have a class X, so I need to use X. So as you can see, this operator is invalid for atomic vectors because this doesn't have the names. So if I want to do that, so what I can do is can use as dot POSIX LT of X. Now you'll have P. Now if I use P dollar second, now I'll get 03 3 seconds followed by the number of milliseconds. Now, moving on. So there is a function called strp time, which will be very much useful when you have the date written in multiple formats. Like there is some people write the date as year, dd, month format, format, or we can use format or format. So it all depends on the region they're in, and like there are multiple usages for writing the date and time. Now, so we have a date string here which has January 10th, 2012, 10:40, and December 9, 2011 x equal to, now if I use x equal to strip time of date string percentage %b, percentage %d, percentage %y, percentage %r, percentage %m, I'm trying to convert the data into this format. So this will convert the January 10th, 2012 10:40 into 2012 1:10 for 10:40:00. I'm just converting the data into like the same format, percentage %d, y, percentage %r, percentage %m. So again, this was December 9, 2012, 2011 also converts to 2011, 12, 09, 09, 10. So now the class of X is, it will give POSIX LT. So the default strp time function will move into POSIX LT or POSIX X, POSIX T. So always for remembering the formatting strings, check question mark step strp time for details.